Last time I found out there was a little bit of a delay, so Blue trolled me and was like, "Look at that! You did all that for nothing." Okay, so it says scheduled. There we go. Now it says live. But is it live? To be or not to be is the question. There we go. We are live. Alrighty. Thank you for tuning in to Morphin' and Chillin'. We've got a fun episode planned today. The Power Ranger community had some greatness dropped on our laps this week, but we've also got some exciting guests today. So before we get into Power Rangers Unlimited, let's introduce these fine folks that we've got joining us today. We've got Jay Penumbra from the Comics Unmasked podcast joining us, my fellow Tommy Oliver hater. He's the president of that club. I'm just privileged to be here in the club. And we've got Tristan Circa from Geek Vibes Nation. How we doing this week?
Pretty good, man. Glad to be here.
Doing good. Yeah, thank you for having me. Glad to be back.
No, thanks for being on. But let's hop into it. We had some exciting news on top of getting Power Rangers Unlimited dropped on our laps this week that I wanted to shout out real quick, and that is that issue 1 was sold out and is getting a second printing. And I was so freaking hyped when I saw that news because I feel like that's the support that Power Rangers Prime should have got. I know that that's what we were kind of looking at Power Rangers Unlimited and all these runs, kind of like a little bit of a half glass full kind of perspective. Is the community going to pull up and actually show their support that these books need to thrive? And I'm glad to see that issue 1 got that support. Hopefully it continues.
Absolutely.
But let's get into the nitty gritty of Power Rangers Unlimited. I'm going to ask you guys real quick, what's your overall score out of 10? Did it meet your expectations? And is there anything that you would have personally changed? And we'll start with Jay Penumbra.
I would say it's a solid 9. It did the job of issue 1. It did exactly what it came to do. I said it in my video, it is literally the Power Rangers comic that fans have wanted since the ending of the Shattered Grid, pretty much, where we were so sick of Mighty Morphin being in the forefront. We were so tired. Like, we knew you had to start with it. We knew you had to, like, have your baseline and make sense, gotta get people invested somehow. But then when you had, like, Jen and Wes and Andros and Lauren and all these different people coming in for Shattered Grid, and then Beyond the Grid by Marguerite Bennett was so good, a lot of us were kind of sitting here like, okay, this is where the gas gonna be at. This is where we gonna pop off. And then once the Solar Ranger part was over, we didn't really get any more. We got more Mighty Morphin. And it was just like, we've been here. We've been here already. We don't need more of this. And granted, there were some things they did that was new, like they had Zed and Rita become Rangers, which was crazy, and like things like that were fun. But especially once the Darkest Hour happened, this is where I think the eventual like launch point should have been a year ago, where we started from here with Power Rangers Unlimited. I think the best way I can, I'd kind of like put it in Doctor Who terms, because it feels like we had to jump to like we did what they did and just skipped all of the trauma that David Tennant's 60th anniversary Doctor had and just went straight to Shooty, because Prime feels like where we should end up. Prime feels like the Morphin Grid has been reset. Prime is like the Morphin Grid is like reborn. There's some things that are familiar, but it's a new territory, new jumping on points. But this book feels like what fans who were burnt out on Mighty Morphin glazing had wanted for over a decade. And this feels like the perfect jumping on point. They took a little nugget that was born out of tragedy from the Netflix movie and made something spectacular, which we'll talk about. But I think this is going to be a better jumping on point for longtime fans than what the MMPR 2.0 book is. Because truthfully, I'll be honest with you, they could have just kept Prime going and just gave us unlimited. I'm gonna keep it a whole stack with you. Like, genuinely, they could have just let Melissa cook over in Prime and create new ideas and give us Zords and all kinds of fun stuff, and then just let Unlimited scoot up next to it as a little extra afterburner and give people something else to read on top of Prime and figure out how we got there. So overall, definitely love it for a first issue, but I say a solid 9 is a great place to be in.
Okay, I like that. Is there anything that you would have personally changed with it?
Hold on, I'm arguing with Achilles in the chat. I'm doing nothing. But I would definitely say that. Actually, I don't know if I would. I think the reveal was dope. I think the idea of where they pulled Trini from is really dope. I'm excited for more. I think I would have, if I had to change anything, this is really me nitpicking. I think I would have let Zed stunt a little longer, give me a couple of issues, and let him cause some more havoc. Be the Goldar in this instance to the White Psycho's Lord Zed in a way, have the turntables as it were, and let it be a lot more organic reveal rather than just being, nope, we're rushing it, we're going right into it. And it's I get what you're doing, that's cool, but do I like it? Yes, but if I could change, that's me really nitpicking. If I had changed one thing, fair. I would have let Zed cook a little bit longer, if that makes sense.
Especially with that dynamic with this Trini.
Yeah, which this is one nitpick I have, and I don't know what's up with this and freaking the Once and Always movie. I don't remember Rita or Zed ever really paying attention to Billy or Trini like that. I don't even think Zed got to even know who Trini was. So when they were especially during the Once and Always movie where Rita's Cranston, I'm you never knew this motherfucker's last name. You knew this man's government name. Where did this come from? The same thing here. I don't think Zed ever met Trini. If we're going specifically off of we don't know where the Zed is from. We know where Trini's from, but we don't know where that Zed was from. I'm sitting here how'd you know her? I don't think you ever met her. Where'd that come from?
How'd you know her?
Yeah, so definitely a great time.
That's fair. Okay, Tristan, what about you? What would your overall rating be out of 10?
I'd give it an 8 out of 10, only because I feel this is kind of nitpicky, but I think y'all actually talked about this on the previous episode. Okay, so Trini's dead, but so for example, in that new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic, she has men, and so I'm assuming that she's gonna die over. I think I think after I remember reviewing Once and Always for Geek Vibes Nation. So I think for me, I'm okay, so Trini's dead, but I want kind of a consistent.
I think you're overthinking it a little bit already. I think you're overthinking.
Yeah, I am. I know it's super nitpicky, but I'm I want kind of a consistent continuity of her.
You got to remember, multiverse theory is a motherfucker, because
I know,
especially when you read it was in the anthology book from, I think it was 2018, 2019. There was an anthology story where Adam meets every version of every Black Ranger in the history of the cosmos.
I actually like that one.
So that's where you kind of have to put your head at. The Mighty Morphin 2.0 is a whole different group of Rangers. Just because Min's there doesn't mean it's the same group of dudes from before. If that makes sense.
That is true. Because I was okay, so she died in Once and Always, but there was a year that passed between when she dies and when the story really picks up. So I'm okay, so Min was already a teenager, and then the new comic, she's a baby, and then in the return, well, she didn't really have a daughter. That was Rita and Zed's kid pretending to be her daughter. So I'm just okay, I just want something consistent. But you're right, I am thinking too deeply into it. But yeah, I love this issue. Just like JP Number was saying, this would have been cool to see this in Boom's first iteration of the comic. We saw all these Rangers across time and space teaming up. I even really love that I think it was a 2-issue arc where Kimberly, when she is informed again about the what happened during Shattered Grid, she's kind of freaking out because she's wait, did these Rangers replace me? Does this mean I fell? I would love to see more of a long-term, all the Rangers reacting to that in their own way. And so having them encounter Rangers across the multiverse and across time and space really gives them that space to kind of unpack this. What does this mean for me? Did I not do a good enough job? So anyway, that's what I was expecting in the previous series. So I do like this series that we're going to get these team ups. I like seeing Trini encounter all these other Rangers. Yeah, it was a fun time. It was a very fun time. It was a good, really fun time. I'm trying to think, is there anything I would change? And I read this a couple of days ago. So Trini, I know she's pulled. Where exactly she pulled from?
We
Like
haven't
she
we haven't
is
fully been
dead, right?
told, but
Okay.
she is once and always
So
Trini.
yeah, so
Good.
like
Okay.
I'm using Exiles from Marvel logic, where I think they just grabbed her from either when they dropped her in the coffin, or the minute she got zapped is
Okay. Okay.
like her consciousness got zipped elsewhere. Is the idea that like once she was presumed dead, that's when she got took. If that makes sense.
That does make sense. And she did also say in a line of dialogue towards the end as well that she has also lost her friends and her daughter.
Mhm.
So I think that this version of Trini has lost everybody's dead.
I don't know if it's that. I think it's just
Okay.
she had to make that sacrifice. She had to like I think the
I like
idea
that.
is like especially because you see the white psycho looking at the screen. I think the idea is she just got pulled from that moment, so she's having to deal with the idea that she had to give up her child and her friends for the mission.
Okay. I like that. I haven't thought of it like that. I took it straight up as like they're all just gone. Okay.
Did you take
Well,
it as more of like a post-apocalyptic type thing? Like she was from a
But
future where everybody had died? Like I'm just curious how you.
yeah, I thought it was from a version of Once and Always where the entire team died.
Okay.
But now that JP mentions that perspective, that makes a lot more sense. I'm not gonna lie, especially because she was asking those questions to the operator in this issue of, is there a version of me out there that gets to like be there for her?
Yeah.
I didn't think that meant like I just sacrificed myself. I thought that meant like, is there a version of me that gets to not be either me dead or her dead? That's how I took it, like a goober.
And another thing that kind of throws me off, I was gonna say real quick, is like she looking at the art, like she looks older, but like not so much older that she could have. I didn't think we don't. If this is once now, she doesn't look so much older that she has like she doesn't look old enough to have a teenager. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But again, that may just be me, like my interpretation of it.
We do know that she's been a ranger for 25 years. This version of her, we saw that in Free Comic Book Day. What that fully unfolds to, I'm sure we might see that in future issues.
yeah, because the idea is, especially when you look at the Free Comic Book Day, but also the issue 2, is this idea that, like just from the preview pages, it really feels like they're hinting at this idea that she's just older Trini from Once and Always. She got grabbed. We're probably going to figure out how her powers are different than OG Trini, because obviously Striking Tiger is a whole different dynamic, and we're going to figure out how that works as time goes on,
Right.
I would say.
I agree. My question for both of you as well, since we're talking about how this is better than MMPR 2.0, where would you rank Power Rangers Unlimited issue 1 among the recent Power Rangers titles that we have gotten? Like, you know, thinking like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2.0, Power Rangers Prime, anything else that comes to mind?
This is difficult. It would probably just be Prime Unlimited 2.0, because I was really down for a fresh start. I was really down to believe in Melissa's ideas. I like the best way I can quantify it is, it feels like Prime was the new hot dish at Applebee's that you tried and you really liked, and you were down to go back at it again. But then Unlimited feels like
Dead.
they like it like. So this is gonna sound bizarre, but KFC used to have this thing called the Double Down chicken sandwich. It was just 2 chicken breasts, bacon and cheese, no bun. Like the bun was just the chicken. Unlimited feels like they brought back something you cherished, where it's like they put a little bit of new spice on it, they put a little bit of new flavor on it, but it's the same good Power Ranger-ish you've wanted this entire time without the Mighty Morphin stank on it. And
like
that's good, but at the same time, I was really liking that new dish. I was really liking what was being given to me. So it's like, I'm down for the familiarity, and I'm down for some new spice on that familiarity. But I was really liking that new dish, so it would probably go Prime Unlimited 2.0.
Okay. What about you, Tristan?
Yeah, I would agree on that. And kind of going back to what J Number was saying earlier, like, why couldn't they just let both, like, in my mind, Prime was a lot like, I was kind of comparing it to the Ultimate Universe. We would always have, like, a lot of time we had the Ultimate running out right alongside the main Marvel Universe. So I was like, why couldn't they just keep Prime going as its own thing and, like, relaunch these books wherever, how they wanted to. So I would do the same ranking. Like, I really love Prime. I am glad to have Trini back. I am interested in seeing her new powers, new suit. And yeah, I would definitely put that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2.0 at the bottom of the list, because
sure.
That first issue just wasn't it. It was not.
That's right where it belongs.
And like, honestly, I think that's why 2.0 leaves such a bad taste in my mouth, because especially if we're going to say that this is Trini from Once and Always, why doesn't 2.0 just take place after Once and Always? You don't have to involve Trini. You can give life to Min and give Charlie Kirsch's character a path to go forward. You can have Tommy be there, because technically only Trini died in canon. Died, quote unquote. And maybe down the road, you have a Omega Ranger moment where you have the peace conference be revealed to be a front the whole time, or the death to be a front the whole time, and Trini sees Min in the field and sees her actually combating this new version of Rita. So it just seems a little odd that, like, because, and I think that's why, like, I'll probably talk about this in a subsequent video as well. This feels like somebody shackled Marguerite and didn't let her cook the way she normally does. Because we know Marguerite Bennett is one of the best, like, women writers in the game. Like, Odin is out right now and is cooking. Like, She's had great work on Batwoman. She wrote Beyond the Grid. So when I look at how just mayonnaise on the Walmart shelf 2.0 was, where it just felt so bland and so basic, I'm like, this isn't Marguerite. This doesn't feel like Marguerite. So it's like, I feel as if they would have just took off from Once and Always and kept it pushing, people wouldn't be so let down by it. But they're like hinting at this being like potentially before Once and Always, but not before Once and Always, because it could be a different universe, and it's clunky and odd, and I just.
No, I'd agree with that. I like that a lot. Now, it hasn't come out yet. Do you guys think Power Rangers Green will be better than this?
No.
Dang,
Neither do I.
Y'all slander Tommy. I don't.
Let me preface this. I am somebody that I'm not just gonna say boo Tommy, boo like that one meme from South Park where Cartman's like boo Wendy Tessenberger. Like, I'm not going to do that. I feel as if this is trying to be Old Man Tommy, like Old Man Logan a second time, when we already got Old Man Logan at Tommy with like Path of the Dragon, and it just feels forced. So like, will it read good? Sure, but story-wise, I feel like at the bare minimum, it will edge up above 2.0. It won't be Unlimited, because Unlimited just had so much gas in it off rip, where it's like you gonna have to like tell me that like somehow like Tommy's running around with JJ and Kimberly's daughter, and somehow we're doing like he got 2 kids by 2 baby mamas and doing all kinds of crazy stuff and having them be Rangers and him be a Ranger and Old Man Logan this and that, and I just don't care about Tommy anymore, bro. Like, I even told Melissa Flores this. I was like, you gave Draken the ultimate death. You gave him the ultimate redemption in Darkest Hour, and I can view that critically. I can I will always tell people, like, I'm very critical of certain characters. Like, I hate Hal Jordan, I hate Damian Wayne, I hate Tommy Oliver, but I can still look at a product objectively and be like, that's good. Or be like Homer in the one Halloween episode. That's bad. That's good. It's not for me, but it's good. So it's like, I don't think it's going to be unlimited, but
Right.
I think at the bare minimum it will do better than 2.0.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, I can agree with that. I can see it falling there in the middle. And you're right. I hadn't thought about that. This is kind of the second time we're getting the old man Tommy story. So I'm excited about what is it called, Green, right? I'm excited about
Yeah.
Green because Tommy, I know Tommy's a cool character, and I know that's controversial saying among this impressive company, but I like Tommy Oliver. Okay, and it will never change.
So,
Y'all are doing him like this.
I always tell people that this I don't know if you play Destiny, but I tell people that my opinion about Tommy is more about the fan base and more about how Haim Saban treated him.
Yep.
Because when there's that line that Haley says in Dino Thunder during the Legacy episode, or the History episode rather, and she says, "Not the oldest, just the best." And I'm like, I got a whole Rolodex of Rangers that can do better work than you. So, do we really want to have this conversation? I can objectively say that Tommy Oliver is one of the best Rangers to ever put on a suit. But there comes a time where the narrative is uplifting you more than what you're supposed to be. Like after Zio should have stayed gone. Should have never come back other than anniversary episodes. Like Forever Red, sure, fine, stunt, do your thing. But the one that really put the nail in the coffin for me of hating him narratively, not just from the fan base perspective,
Let him cook.
was Ninja Steel. Because you got Tommy, Coda, Wes, and Gemma pulling up to the evil clone lair to save everybody. And even though Tommy's the one that gets his little hero moment where he fights the evil robot and whatnot, what's his fucking name? Antonio, a motherfucker who's probably never met him outside, at least on screen, leans over everybody's shoulder and goes, "Hey, Tommy, thanks for saving us." And I'm like, who? What? And then the moment at the end of the episode where they blow the whole CGI budget on giving this man his Falcon Zord, but no other Zords. That there comes a point where you turn off Dick riding Obama from Boondocks and you just stop. Like that, like you can be an amazing character, you can be in the top 10 best Rangers, but there comes a time where you just turn the knob and turn off Dick riding Obama, and you actually be objective. Is what I try to tell people. You can like him, he's great, but like let's be objective about some things sometimes.
Blue's gonna be so mad he missed this. He's gonna watch this later.
I was like, "Hey, you could have pulled up. Like, I'm here."
He's gonna be watching this later. He's gonna text me and be like, "Ain't no way y'all were talking about my man's like this without me."
I'm waiting for Flea. Flea's gonna be hot.
Yep.
Blue just left me. He left me over here on the island all by myself. Tommy, get behind me. Tommy, get behind me.
He left you like that meme from Tangled, where Flynn Rider's in a swarm of swords in that tavern with all.
Oh yeah, it's like controversial opinion. Like you can see it on Twitter. Controversial opinion.
100%. But new question for you guys with Power Rangers Unlimited as well. Oh God, that was an awful glare. What was your favorite page or panel
Final
out of
page.
the entire?
With old man Cranston. That's what I'm calling him.
Old man Cranston.
Oh man. Where is it? It's not in here. I would say it would have to be the part where when Damon pulls up with a couple of them, and Damon's like, "You ain't wrecking my home, fool." And I was like, "That's my boy. That's my boy." And like it just because I love this idea of Trini basically feeling like she has to be the one that sacrifices everything because she sacrificed herself, that she has to be the one that goes in alone because she couldn't trust her team to handle business. And it's such an awesome moment that I love that she does, where she's like, no one else dies today, which I kind of feel like they did that on purpose to sort of like make everyone think she was a post-apocalyptic ranger or something like that when the white
That's
Psycho
fair.
White showed that one panel. But it was like, I like the way that she feels guilt for leaving everybody behind, so she has to do everything. And Billy keeps going, nah, send this one in and that one and that one. We're sending everybody. It was like Junie from Spy Kids 3. Call everybody. We going in. It was dope. So like I like that moment with Damon where like it felt like, nah, you rolling. Or like that, and the Danny one too, where Danny's like, you ain't going alone. What you think you doing? It was real cool.
I like that. Yep.
I will say though that one panel I enjoyed, because I was a fan of Xander from Mystic Force, but I will say like he should have used magic. I was like, why didn't he use magic? Like he's the only magic wielding ranger, and he just throws a punch, and I'm like, oh.
But he got to say
okay.
something that totally felt like Xander though, because like
Yeah.
I read it in his voice, and I was like,
Yes,
that sounds like a
absolutely.
Xander line.
But like, what could he could like control? And then again, I guess where they were, because like they were like what and they were around ice, and he controls like the earth or something like that. He still could have done something magical. I'm just saying.
But he did. Xander is also the one that goes all like Bane and roids up. So I feel like it's fair that he hit him with the punch.
Yeah,
That's
if he
true,
like
that's
roided
true.
up.
Did I? Name's Xander.
Yep. For me, I'd have to agree with JP. My favorite page is the same page he just said, but for very obviously different reasons. I got Trent Mercer in a comic book, and I was so hyped. He showed up, used his little feather sword for that Red X. He's like, "Hey, get moving, Trini. Me and Damon and Gia, we got this. We got this. G, get moving." I love that.
It was real clean too. I was like, I know Kiddo's gonna like that shit. That was dope.
Yep. Oh yeah, that was so clean. I still loved getting to read it in the comic book, even though we technically did get it spoiled months ago with one of the previews I think showed it. I know it was all over Twitter and Blue was sending it to me. I lost my shit that day, but I also lost the same level of shit when I read this book. But we got a lot of teams in this book. We got, or not just a lot of teams, sorry, we got a lot of like representation in this book. Before I get into like all of it, to kind of piggyback off of JP with talking about Damon and how he's like, you ain't wrecking my home. There was a lot of Lost Galaxy representation in this issue. I personally loved that because I had a rewatch of Lost Galaxy the last few months. I keep going back, clicking a random episode, and then just watching from there till the end. But I love that representation, especially Captain Mutiny. I thought that was great. I feel like he's a more forgotten villain in Lost Galaxy because he shows up in like the last little bit.
And I love the fact that like they use the ability of it being a comic book to do cool things with the Tangas and then with the Piranhatrons, where they actually can show the Piranhatrons are fish. I was like, bravo. Oh, so he actually pulls up now.
A black man can't be tired. What are we doing?
He said you were sick. I was like, dang, you ain't gonna pull up? I see how it is.
I'm getting mass reported. My account's getting blocked. What are we doing here?
Blue, they're jumping Tommy, so I'm glad you're here. I've been fighting for my life.
You knew it was going to be like this if I showed up.
I feel like they was calling me. You know what? All right.
we lit the Blue Jack signal.
What's up, Tristan? I'm gonna speak to you because you know what I'm saying, you my dog. They up here effing up Tommy. You see the don't make me put the helmet on. What's up, JP? What's up, chat?
What up, man?
I'm gonna let y'all
Bro
get back.
Got summoned from the abyss.
I'll say what's up.
Feel better, man.
I'm not.
You said you were sick.
Stay here.
Nah. All right, we here. What's up? What we doing?
We got to get the Red Bull and everything. Okay.
We were currently talking about the season's representation that we got in issue 1. We were currently talking about the massive amount of Lost Galaxy we got. I was talking about Captain Mutiny.
And then, like, I liked how they used the ability of the fact that this is a comic book. They're not bound by TV logic and let the Piranhatrons actually be fish people. I was like, bravo, you used logic. That's amazing. And like, this is technically a spoiler, but like, I love like since we got the preview for next week, they took advantage of the fact that they have 2 Pink Rangers from Lost Galaxy and went, Kendricks can be here.
Yep.
Yes. Carone can be next month. I thought that was so smart because you don't just disrespect either of them. You give them both their time. And I thought it was such a good, genius way to go about that.
And the fact that they're doing it so quickly makes it even better. Yes.
Yep.
I love that.
They're showing they know ball. This is
Oh,
why
yeah.
I love Kenny and Joy so much, because just reading the Power Rangers Bible isn't good enough. You got to actually be a part of it. You got to actually
Mhm.
put your heart into it, and it shows that they grew up with this just like we did, other than Caleb. But it shows that they grew up and they actually care about it, and they were in the mud with us, and they're giving us something back that we can care about, but also new readers can grasp onto and be like I was told yesterday, hey man, this book is definitely for new people, but also a love letter, because all these different Rangers, I didn't know who they was, but they look fire, and that's what you want. You want to
Yeah.
attract people and to get them to be like, wow, this looks dope. Let me go find out where these people came from, and that's what's important, and that's what they're doing. So
No, like it's so well done, because you had the perfect person with Melissa, because Melissa created the damn Bible,
Mhm.
but then these two individuals took the Bible out her hand and said, "We will carry on your legacy. We will continue
liked
on
that.
the mission." And it's so well. That's why, like I said in my video, like they took the ball out of her hand and they dribbled down court. They're like, "We going. Don't you worry. We're gonna keep pulling up." Because they even said, "We're gonna take something you left for us." Because like I remember during my interview with her, she said she had plans for Billy. So they're like, "Hey, we'll do right by you because you had a cool idea," and it was such a great way to execute that, while like showing people that you could have had more if you would have just let her cook. But now we're gonna have to walk in with a whole box of bandages and fix the shattering this way, and it's working very well done. I think it's going to be amazing. And to Jack's point, like I think this is what they like I said earlier, this is what they should have did after Shattered Grid. This is what, because you like there are people who are like, hey, I grew up on Mighty Morphin, but I like these other costumes. I like these other ideas you have here. And when they start looking at those, they'll go look at the other material. They'll go watch the show. They can watch it on Netflix or YouTube or whatever. And this is how you can tell sometimes that like C-suite dudes and like executives don't think about logical ideas, that if you would have just let Marguerite cook or let Melissa cook and let new ideas form, you could have just had everything the way you wanted, but you didn't have faith. But hopefully this is the showing that you don't need to stroke off Mighty Morphin 24/7 to have good shit.
Truth.
Well, especially because like I feel like this should hopefully prove something to Boom Studios. Did Mighty Morphin 2.0 sell out at all? No.
I didn't hear about
No.
that.
Power Rangers Unlimited in one day, 24 hours, sold out. Second printing announced. I hope that proves the lesson that the community was hoping to shove in their freaking faces and shove down their throats for them to understand. Blue.
Yeah, man. Sell out every bro, sell it out. Get us far. Like I said, if we make it to 24 and it gets done after that for whatever reason, let's let them know, hey, we love this. We care about this. If you taking it from us, it's because you want to take it, not because we don't want it. And that's what I'm saying every time. Every time I come on the net, every time I make a vid. We want this. This is greatness. This is everything y'all ask for outside of nitpicking of I want a solo book from one season. I want a solo book from one season. You got to show up now for this, because this is your variation of that now. And if you don't show up for this now, you're not going to get any of that ever. So that's
when Joey and Kenny were here, did they say how long they plan for this to run? I mean, I know it's based on sales, but I know
let them know, Caleb.
So, they said that currently they have year one planned. Like that's what they've been given the room to cook with. But while cooking up year one, those 12 issues, I believe is what it was. They then said that they already have figured out what they have eyeballed for year two. They've already figured out what they want for year three.
Oh, God,
they said there's such a dynamic freaking duo of a writing team that they might already have year four figured out before they even like get the chance to finish year two. So
That's
I hope
amazing.
they get that chance.
Absolutely.
And it's so nice too, because you can even look at the preview covers for issue 3, and it's like you're telling me Connor, Z, Sarah, and bitch ass going up against Broodwing? Yes, love that to death. And we don't talk about Will because Will's a real life thief, but like that's fine.
Hey,
but,
that's
like,
my dog though. That's my dog.
in canon, that's fine, but like a real life, he a bitch. But like it's just I love
Why
that.
do we do this for every one of my Rangers, JP? What is the problem with this?
Do you want to go ask the brother why he stole a charity poster? Like,
Bro, let him be him, bro. Let him stand out in his own way. Look, why we holding black people down? Let him do what he do, bro. He was still chosen to be a Ranger, so look, that stand for something. That stand for something.
So you still repping Cole Evans, Red Wild Force Ranger?
I don't bang with him. I don't bang with him. But, I
can't have it both ways, Jack.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Exactly.
I should have stayed in the bed. See, that's what I'm talking about.
But no,
like, I needed you here. No, Blue, I needed you here, so I'm glad.
But no, like I'm excited to see because Will as a character is going to be dope. Sarah being a technological whiz is going to be dope. Like I don't know what Connor's going to do because Connor all he did was play soccer. But like Z, that's a career criminal, right? Well, yeah, it's super speed. But
that's good.
And then like Z is a career criminal turned cop. So like that's gonna be a badass way to go about that. So this team looks badass except for Connor. Like Connor, I'm not like all he did was play soccer. Like what he gonna do? So we'll see. I'm excited.
He's got super speed.
The fact they could cook something up like that in a scenario where all those Rangers, as you're saying, shine in such a strong way. We don't know about Connor, but you always need a Red Ranger to do something.
Right.
But to have that and to specify these characters can shine outside of just being a Ranger in this spy facet, this heist facet. We've never seen that. And then secondly, when the last time we got an exclusive for a Power Rangers book? It won't no MMPR book.
Hell, like even just the preview for issue 2 was so on brand that you can tell that these two men know ball because the way Sky Tate tried to biggest dickest Andros, I was like, that takes some balls right there, young man. and like that was real clever of you. But then Andros was like, you really want to do this, young man? And it was real slick about it. And Trini was like, that man's in charge. Becky with the good hair is in charge. And I was like, yes, Becky with the good hair.
He tries to pull up and be like, according to SPD jurisdiction, I'm in charge.
Well, SPD don't got no jurisdiction here.
He's like, this is my home turf, G. I don't know what you're on about.
I will say, I hope we get like Crimson Ranger Sky at some point, like Commander Sky. That'd be kind of cool to get. Like, don't just give me like young man Sky, give me old man Sky, because like all we've seen him is in like 2 panels of Path of the Dragon. So like if you go no ball. Like dig in that deck, like pull out some stuff. I want to see some Dr. K helping Trini type ish. Like you give me some ball if you gonna ball out.
I like that. Talking about a bunch of Rangers that are pulling up in future issues. We had I think Fleaboy counted it up. It was like 20 plus different Power Rangers that popped up in this issue 1. Who was your guys's, or were there more than just one favorites that popped up in this issue 1? JP, you mentioned Damon, but was there anybody else?
I like that the Tigers got to have a moment. I like that my Tigers got to have a moment because my boy Casey was like gave Gold Girl dap. I'm like, that's my Tiger right there. That's so clean.
Greatness.
Yes.
Jungle Fury.
The second best Red Ranger in the history of the game right there. Man, he one of the best to ever do it, man.
The look Blue just gave you.
Casey is a beast. I don't know what to tell you. That man is savage. Tell me any other white man that can just crush out a whole group of motherfuckers like that.
I'm not doing this with you, JP. My guy RJ pulled up.
RJ looking clean. I love me some RJ.
Yeah.
We love RJ.
So that's who I'm going. I'm going with RJ for sure.
That was dope. I know White and Nerdy probably loved that. What about you, Tristan? Who or were there more than one favorites of the plethora of Power Rangers we got in this issue? Were your favorites?
Yeah, so I mentioned Xander earlier, even though he should have done something magical. I'm glad he's there. Kendrick's
Xander.
Love Kendrick showing up. And you know who else I really enjoyed showing up? Tori from
yes,
whole Blue
Storm.
Squad.
The whole Blue Squad.
Oh yeah.
Even Kai, was he from Lightspeed?
Yeah, Kai. It was weird. You have both the Asian Blue Rangers and then Tori, and I'm like, okay, cool.
No,
dope.
Kai was from Lost Galaxy. Lost
Yeah.
Galaxy. The Chad being there from like
Chad and Kai, that was dope.
Yeah, that whole panel was cool.
Yeah, something mad funny about that panel is when we interviewed Joey and Kenny, we both gave them our little like fun little build your Power Rangers team of 5 for like your like Forever Red or Forever Blue or Forever Yellow. I think I gave Kenny yellow, I think it was, but Blue gave Joey blue, which is very fitting now that I say that sentence exactly how I said it.
Mhm.
And Joey, pretty much, other than I can't remember the other 2 that were one-offs, but his immediate 3 that he lists were these 3 in the panel. So that
Yes.
was hilarious.
That's awesome.
So I wonder if those are his favorite Blue Rangers.
So Fire Lord, you didn't answer. So now I'm going to ask you that question, but you can't pick Trent Mercer.
Well, you already said Trent Mercer earlier, so like, what's another?
Glazing him, man. Say somebody else. Fire Lord.
If you ain't glazing that man sitting behind you, I don't want to hear nothing.
Why you on like, bro?
Because Trent is the better White Ranger, but you don't want
What?
to.
Trent's
Oh
the what?
yes,
Trent's the what?
he's facts.
The better White. Not actually. I'm gonna take it a step further. Not only is Trent the better White Ranger, he's the better evil Red Ranger.
Let him cook.
Please explain.
Please explain. I'm about to get a clip.
I'm just saying. Tommy never had a moment where he lured his way into the joint and made them think he had went back to be like being good. Tommy just got a savior one off and was done, and that was it. Trent lured his way back in,
That's because
and
it
if it
wasn't
weren't
Trent.
it was you can't play that game because
Was it Trent or was it something else?
It was the Dino Gem, but at the same stroke, you could say that like it was Rita's magic for Tommy, so you can't play that game.
Yeah, but
if you want to say now, if you want to say
Tommy was never in control.
Draken is a whole different ball game because Draken was him.
No, if you talk about Evil Rangers, Tommy was never. It was always that thing until he became good.
Right?
Trent,
Trent
was a totally different person from when the bad person took over.
Yeah, but like Rita's spell had Tommy the whole time. They even say, or like Zach says, Rita's spell is broken, and like that's how you can tell Tommy's evilness, at least in main canon. I'm not talking about Draken. In main canon is Rita's magic, but then it becomes like same thing with Trent. Trent's inferiority because of freaking Anton and him like being abused verbally. That was what the White Dino Gem took control of and pushed his evilness to the forefront. I'm saying as a evil, like under whatever the Dino Gem magic, whatever, Trent was the better evil ranger because he like lured his way back in. And then if it weren't for Tommy doing that 12-stroke engine nonsense, like Trent was stunned. Trent said, "Hey, you want a free ATV, brother? You want a free ATV? You want to go back to how you felt when you didn't go graduate from high school and rode a race car? You want to ride this ATV, Buster?" Like. It was
Chat, this is what we call nitpicking the story and choosing which one you prefer better because this has nothing to do. This has nothing to do. No, because that's factual. You said you're bringing up the fact that Trent fought his way back against the evil, yet Tommy couldn't do that. Tommy had Rita.
No, I'm not saying like he fought back to evil. I'm saying that under whatever, whether it be magic or whatever, like under whatever, like I'm saying. Trent, like as the White Ranger, the White Dino Gem, whatever you want to call it, the White Ranger lured his way back in and made them think he was good. And then the surprise, motherfucker, evil ATVs. And it was funny and it was dope. It was a cool thing to do. Tommy like didn't have that much with his evil arc. And thus, Trent was the better evil ranger. Was the point. I'm not nitpicking.
The one point makes him better.
Because
he's
not
a
only
stronger evil ranger too.
Yes.
I don't know if I agree with that, but you know,
I'm just saying.
I don't know if I agree
Mary
with that.
Poppins his ass and freaking
y'all are glazing a feather that never took nobody out. Everybody stood back up after they got hit with those feather strings. That thing is weak.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying everybody got back up after the Sword of Darkness too, but you don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, he also threw the motherfuckers out the Zord.
And they got back up.
And got them packed up.
Trent don't need to throw you out your Zord because he's just gonna steal your Zord and never
That
give
is tough.
shit
That
back.
is
It's
tough.
just his
That is,
forever
listen,
now.
that's
Wait.
one of the toughest things he's done when he stole the Zord.
That's also the reason why he was a better Evil Ranger, because he stole
Alright.
their shit.
Yeah, I can't give
But
you nothing because you
I wanna-
take
I mean,
my-
to be fair, like, and I'll even like say that like that I will say that in that one regard with the stealing, I am nitpicking a little bit too hard, because in that vein, I could easily say Zenaku was a better Evil Ranger than Tommy, because he stole them motherfuckers Zords. So I ain't gonna do
what
that.
happened when Trent became good though?
When Trent became good, he just was still a badass White Ranger.
That's not
Like-
true at all. He became cannon fodder. He was trash. That brother did
He
nothing.
was the ranger on. He was the only ranger on his team that was able to eat the. Oh my gosh! Beat the evil Trent clone to.
Yeah.
cure
He's
his
supposed to.
Super
That's his
Dino
storyline. What? That's like saying Lightspeed Rescue bro beat the snake dude. He's supposed to. Nobody else can. That's his journey. That's
Yeah, but at the same time, you'll have people who will glaze Tommy for beating the evil Green Ranger while he was the White Ranger. So like, we
you're
can
not
fire
talking
back
to
and
you.
forth.
You're talking to me. You're talking to me. You're not talking to them people online. The people online just be yapping.
That's fair. But Blue, to
Oh,
answer
so I'm
your-
talking to Flea is what you're saying. I'm talking to Flea.
Oh my god.
Please, shots. Hey, please make a bid. He's throwing shots.
To answer your question, Blue, who I'd probably shout out as a favorite outside of Trent, probably just because of bias from my Lost Galaxy rewatch recently, I'd probably have to throw it out to Kai. I love that episode where he's lovesick for that. I think it was just that spell that he was under for that monster. But he's in the kitchen burning up everyone's pancakes, and they're all just looking at it like, "Bro, what the fuck are you serving me right now? Get this out of here!" So he's one of my favorite Blue Rangers as of recently, but it might be recency bias. Either way, he was probably one of my favorite highlights that popped up in this issue. Outside of course, that beautiful double-page spread of the Jungle Fury team, that was greatness.
Fire.
The fact that the Masters pulled up was really cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. To have them pull up and get shown recognition, that was amazing.
Mhm.
But Tristan, you brought it up for who your favorite pop-up was, and I feel like it's time to dive into it. We saw in our final page reveal that the operator is, as you've nicknamed him, Old Man Billy Cranston from the end of Darkest Hour. Now, we haven't, of course, been given the exact official, quote-unquote, confirmation that it is him, but the writers are liking our videos saying that they haven't debunked us yet. Maybe they're letting us just theorize, but the morpher on his belt looks exactly like the morpher at the end of Darkest Hour. His hair, the beard, he's got the Triceratops helmet and the Triceratops.
He says affirmative.
weapons.
I mean,
Yeah, he's just like
he says
yeah.
affirmative. So,
You're like-
it
you're
leans
like,
up
"Oh,
pretty
I need is
clean.
affirmative."
Well, like it lines up pretty cleanly that like
Oh yeah.
over the course of time that Billy would be able to like, get into the morphing grid, create the command center, like
100%.
do enough of an illusion over the years to make him look all young and shit and a hologram and whatnot, and come off in a certain way. That way he looks ethereal to be that sort of Zordon figure. But at some point, someone's gonna find him the same way they found Dr. K. So like we gonna find it. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens when that happens, because I don't think Billy has fully succeeded. Otherwise, there wouldn't still be threats. So I feel like there's gonna be some Billy only half fixed the problem type ish that we gotta figure out later on.
So
like that.
curious. So curious from y'all. We see that, of course, it's Billy. Billy's in charge. It's a Billy from the whole universe that we know and we love. Why do you guys think? Because I have my theories, but why do you guys think he chose Trini as his lead ranger for this to save whatever? Why do you guys think he chose her? Who wants to go first?
I'll
for
go
it.
first because I have a question about one thing I was wondering about when I read this new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 2.0. You know, there's that scene where Trini's teleported in and he sees her with her daughter, and he's like, there was like a weird vibe between them. So I was like, is he in love with Trini? I don't. So that's what
I
I'm
want to
gonna
ask the
thought.
same question.
I think they
I
have
did.
he has feelings for her.
So it's complicated because there was always rumors that they were going to put Billy and Trini back in the day together, and there's been little like nits and teases of that. So that little thing in 2.0 was supposed to be like is that my daughter? That's why, like, even with like the contention with Charlie Kirsch in Once and Always, it was almost like, you're not my real dad type energy, even though like Walter is the one who adopts and whatnot and takes her in. So it's like there's that little bit of uncertainty, but then there's also the whole, this version of Billy saw Trini and Zach end up together at the end of The Shattering. So I am of the opinion that, like, so there's this variant cover for issue 2 where Billy's just like feeling the essence of the Morphin Grid, and it's like I'm of the opinion that he had finally connected to it right when he felt her get struck down in Once and Always, and just went, nah, we're not gonna have that, and just yanked her out and put her like with him and like set it up like this. So that's just my thought process, because like maybe he always felt something for her and just kind of felt a little bitter about her ending up with Zach. But like, I don't know. I'm willing to see how these two play it out, like with Kenny and Joey. I'm down to see what they cook up, but I feel like it's more of a caring moment of him going, you weren't supposed to die there for me, so I brought you back because you didn't deserve to die for me there.
So you don't think it has anything to do with his love for her?
It could,
and the fact that he still hasn't told her it's him.
I think both of those could directly tie into one another.
Yeah, it could. Like, I'm just like, I'm leaving two roads right now. I want to see which one happens. I'll be happy with either. I just want to see which one we end up going with, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's very fitting for these things to happen. And I know you brought up Darkest Hour in the Universe, but we've also seen her come and be his talking to the ear, calm him down when he's stressing out, trying to save the world, when Zordon can't help him. So that love and that connection has always been there, even though she's told him, we can't do this right now, or I'm leaning this way. He's never lost that in my eyes. And then to see that come in MMPR and see him have that reaction off rip, it's like, that's the first thing he says to her. And then coming to this book a month later, and he chose her, and he still hasn't told her it's him. So to me, it's like a lot of things adding up. And I asked that because I know I said before, Caleb asked me a while ago, did they ever have a thing? Or did they ever date? And I kind of broke it down to him a little bit like you did, JP. They've always had some kind of connection, in and out. Billy more than Trini sometimes, but they never kind of went that next step. They never got the chance to go to that next step, or they wrote it a separate way because of whatever happened. So that's why I was asking. But I think it's a very unique choice. Outside of just saying Trini is the leader, Trini is the heart and the soul and brings everybody together. Outside of that, I think it's a little deeper. You know what I mean? As why he brought her back, and I think we'll see that once she finds out that it's him.
I like that. I'm definitely hyped to see when that conversation happens. I feel like there's going to be some bitter feelings, some resentment on Trini's side of things towards him, and he's just going to be over here like an old man Cranston, being like, I'm just trying to fix everything, man.
Yeah.
Old man Cranston, I swear.
I love that nickname. Tristan Circa coined it here.
Yeah. Hey, I want to ask y'all something. I don't think we got to talk about this last time I was here, but what did you guys think of the was it like the Power Rangers Academy series? Because I would love for those Rangers to show up at some point, those student Rangers, and I would want to know what the Power Rangers think of that idea of like there's a universe where like people go to academies to be Power Rangers.
I wonder if that's going to tie into this, because we did see with like everything hyped up for Power Rangers Unlimited when they were giving us all the previews that there is an Unlimited Ranger Academy.
Oh,
I wonder.
Yeah, and it's like I very much am of the opinion that should have kept going. Like,
yes,
they teased it and gave it a little bit of validity, and then we never heard back about that. So I'm hoping that we revisit that, but maybe they just didn't see any motion from the Free Comic Book Day, so they didn't view it as a viable option. So it would be dope to see what happens with it. Kind of like the Solar Rangers didn't really take off, so they just got to pull up for Darkest Hour. But I would love an acknowledgement, if that makes sense. Kind of like how we acknowledge that Aquitar exists sometimes. Like we acknowledge them.
Yeah, that series was very enjoyable. I was picking out have every issue. I was enjoying just the journey that we were going on. Seeing what happened with the green school and everything. I can't remember exactly. What was that, 2 years ago? But yeah, that it would definitely show that they know even the most current things if there's some kind of talk about that, or maybe they're just hinting at it by having the Power Rangers Academy, like we talked about, the safe space, like the Justice League Tower. So
Right.
we'll see.
I like that. Now, let's talk theories about this villain. Because, JP, you kept saying that it was the Psycho White in that chair. But I feel like it's not the Psycho White Ranger. Not that I have my own theory quite yet on who, but I feel like when you look at like the suit that's in the chair, you see like black and gold. I know Blue asked me when we reviewed the episode, or sorry, when we reviewed the issue, could the black just be like intent, like it was intentful, like they chose that for shadowing purposes to hide the suit. But there's also like spiked knee pads as well that the Psycho White Ranger doesn't have.
Huh.
But
interesting. So
yeah,
I have a fear. I have a really bad fear.
Oh no. Is that it's Tommy?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just kidding.
No, and because if you look at issue 2 on League of Comic Geeks, there's a variant cover with the Psycho on it, with Corone and Andros. And that boy has a Psycho version of Saba.
Yes, he does.
I'm sitting here like, please God, no. Like it's like like every time we start to cook up something, he just comes back like a bad weave. Like I'm tired.
A bad weave.
I'm just tired of like him just go away. Like, can I have 10 minutes of not you?
I actually got a comment because I made my own little video. I was like, Power Rangers community, help me out because I'm stumped. The only theory that I've got that Achilles kind of validated me on my theory is there's a dialogue bubble when he disintegrates Zed like he's just chump and one shots him and he breaks the scepter. I feel like it's a very like you chose to use this line of dialogue. He says, I'm gonna go full throttle until I run reality itself. And full throttle made me think, could that be Turbo vibes? That's what I got. And I asked Blue Jack about it. He was like, I don't know. But Achilles then brought up that if you look at the cockpit window of this black and orange Astro mega ship that they're on, the cockpit window is the same shape as Justin from Turbo, the Blue Ranger's helmet. So his theory is, could this be like, because look at Billy, a ranger who abandoned his team to save the universe.
Now Achilles.
Justin, a ranger whose team abandoned him.
Do we need that right now after all we've dealt with in the past 6 months? Do we need that right now? I don't think Joey and Kenny understand how problematic it would be for that little twerp to be like, that's some Batman Beyond Return of the Joker level shit that I don't think we need right now. And I'm concerned.
But everything pieces together when you think of all those details.
Oh God. Like, if it weren't for the fact that Foster has been the way he's been recently, I'd be down for it. But this man's gonna make Psycho White memorabilia and 3D printed nonsense, and he's gonna have like, hey, you can get this Psycho Saba signed by me. And I'm just
it's licensed by Hasbro.
I'm gonna say this. I would rather it be another damn Tommy than be Foster.
Dang.
Like,
I'm up here warming up to the idea of like, you know what? If that was Justin, I'd be open to that. But you're like, no, you'd rather have it be Tommy. Dang.
Like, if it weren't for what we've dealt with the past like few months, I'd be like, you know what? Screw it. I can get down
Yeah.
with Justin. Why not? I used to be an avid Justin defender, but it's like after what we've
Once
dealt
he
with as
dropped
of
that
late.
slur, JP and I were in the DMs. He was like, he did what now? Hell no.
No,
I
that
saw
left a
him
bad
grab
taste
his
in my
pitchfork
mouth.
in live moments.
Oh, I have a saying is that if you see me with my Spawn shirt on, that means I'm about to ether somebody, and I definitely went in on that one.
I love that.
So I
Achilles
have
says he's
ideas.
already putting it on his con poster for sure. Okay. Now, let me ask you guys about some theories that the Power Rangers community dropped in my comment section. One individual that's also in my Discord server, shout out the Comic Book Den. If anybody wants to join, it's in my link in my bio, on my TikTok bio. We chat comics, anime, Power Rangers, etc. Whatever you want, you name it. If anything's lacking, I make a channel for it. But he suggested, especially with the Astro Mega ship, the black and orange, could it be the Andros from Lord Draken's universe, the world of the coinless? What would you guys think about that?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
interesting. That
I don't know
No.
enough about that.
I don't
I
hate
don't
it.
remember enough about. So
I don't
bring this
hate
up? JP, could you bring it up, kind of remind us about that Andros, his story?
It's been a
Okay,
minute.
I
Because the
tried to-
coinless universe is so out of my back lane. So from what I remember, yeah, he was like a servant of Dark Spectre, and he worked with Eclipto.
Okay.
So it could happen. I wouldn't be against it. I still think it'd be funny if it was just Zane, like especially because Corona and Andros are an issue too. It'd be really funny if it randomly is just Zane, and like instead of how we had Psycho Silver, it's like, nah, I went and killed Tommy and took Saba. Now I'm going all in. I'm like, oh, all right, Mega
I'm
Winger
going
his ass.
full throttle.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. But we'll see.
I saw another person comment. This builds onto the Tommy theory. I think they were just latching on to the black and gold of the suit. That they were speculating Tommy's Dino Thunder suit.
I thought about that too. Honestly.
But I don't know. It would have to be a heavily modified suit because it's lacking the triangles that go down the leg. He's got his gold triangles down the leg, and then of course the spiked knee pads. But of course those could always be additions of I'm evil now and I need to look edgy, and so I'm gonna add spiked knee pads. Achilles even said drop Tommy in the book and it'll make 2 million. They'll sell 2 million books.
I'm not against it being Tommy, but I would like to think that Joey and Kenny are gonna surprise us. I would like to be surprised by.
Let me breathe a little bit, damn it! Like I need him to stay away for a little bit. Like
now, speaking of letting Tommy stay away, but it would definitely bring someone from MMPR back. I had a couple people suggest, could it be maybe they'll pull a Lord Draken on Jason and give us an evil Jason? Because I feel like this version of this villain, he has to be multiversal, or he has to know Lord Zed, because he tells Lord Zed specifically before disintegrating him, every single version of you is a bum. You're a loser. So he said every single version of you. And so and obviously maybe this villain has the ways to call in these rifts because he was dropping all these monsters and villains in Terra Venture.
I'm gonna steal a joke from Linkara, and I'm gonna say it's Richie. Just for the memes, it's Richie. Like the whole time, we always knew it was gonna be Richie the whole time.
It was Richie all along.
Yes, very much so.
Now this one would just pack emotional damage, but someone said, imagine if it was Mean from another timeline that was abandoned by Trini. Or maybe it's this version. Now that you have made me think of that perspective, that this is still a version of Trini that sacrificed herself, but Mean and the other Rangers are alive. A resentful version of Mean. And I said, stop right now, because I don't want that emotional damage on paper.
I think from a storytelling point of view, it would be interesting to have,
to
have that. You have a version of her daughter that feels like she was failed, like with Trini being the lead ranger. Then that parallel, I think, would be good from a storytelling point of view. I will just jumping back to what the previous theory about it being Jason. When I think about who could they pull a Lord Draken with? Like, what other character would I like to see that with? I do think, and people will be just as interested. I do think they could do that with Jason, even Andros, but I would rank Jason above Andros in that regard. So I'm actually really coming around to that theory. I hope it's Jason.
Chat says, "Stay away, Tommy."
just go away.
Exercise, Tommy.
Like it feels too much like you're worried about your sales charts if you pull Tommy in. Like
It's fair. I like that. That's what Blue said about MMPR. He said that exact thing.
Yeah, like I'll even make this joke. I would rather it be fucking Tyzon than it be freaking Tommy. Like, give me anything but. It could be fucking Antonio, like just anybody else. It could be Dax for all I care.
It
Like,
could be TJ.
I would be okay with that because I think TJ's the GOAT, but that's just me. First black leader of the Power Rangers, damn it. But like genuinely, I like literally it could be fucking Mia with her bad cooking from Samurai. Like just anybody else. Like she's just gonna throw bad food at Zed. That's all her meme is throwing bad food. I don't care. Just like anybody but Tommy.
I'm dead. I love that. Tristan, do you have a theory of who this villain could be? Me personally, I'm just leaning towards maybe they're cooking up something original here.
You know what? I actually didn't have a theory about who the villain was. That's why I've enjoyed hearing these, because I'm like, yeah, I didn't really think about who that could have possibly have been. But you said you think it may even be something original. Like maybe it's not. That would be cool too.
That's what I'm hoping for, is something original. I hope, just like JP said, because it'll feed Blake's ego.
What if it was Zordon? Because we know that Zordon, he has a history with Zed. He has a history with Zed, like a corrupted Zordon. He has a history with Zed. Like I feel like he would be fit to say, like, yeah, you're a loser, and I've known you since on our Eltar days. I'm just throwing it out there. I would like to see that. I think
that's funny.
What if it's Phantom Ranger?
We talking about the villain?
Yeah.
Our guesses, our speculation, our theories.
What if it's Phantom Ranger?
Did you tell him about what Hercules said?
I did, yes. JP said he would love that, other than just the fact of Blake's a goober. And
right, if it weren't for that, I'd be all for it, because I used to be a Justin stan. I used to be a Justin defender.
That's
so
exactly where I'm at.
Yeah, like if we didn't live in the time that we do, sure, fuck it, let's have some fun. But like Foster is who he is, and now I don't want it.
I think it's justified, like you said. I just don't know. One, if the writers know or don't know, but if they do know, it'd be very ballsy for them to come out and do what they do, because it's kind of hard to ignore, especially if they talk to any other Ranger actor. They all talk about this kind of stuff. So, hey, I mean, I think it would be a unique take. I mean, I'm sure we all think it's another Ranger somehow. I did hear you say Tommy. If it's not Tommy, it better not be Tommy. I don't want Tommy.
Achilles said drop Tommy in and it sells 2 million books.
Nah. Achilles,
you gotta have a talk.
It probably does. Brother. I just don't want. I just don't want.
Oh, dude.
I might be going live after this is over to have a talk with Achilles. this need to happen.
Hey, he's a Tommy guy like me, so listen.
Here's my thing. As long as y'all ain't Flea level Tommy Gooners, that's all I care about. Like, man can't even hear objective takes. Like, at least Blue will sit here and go back and forth with me. That man will just be like, sorry, dick riding, Obama. Like, that's all he knows how to do. It's all he knows how to do.
Listen, when you've been a Tommy, I can't lie. When you've been a Tommy lover, supporter for your whole life, it's
like me with
kind of what you're accustomed to do. You know, it's just, listen.
See, and here's the thing. I used to be a fan of Tommy. I'll be 100% honest with you.
You should have stayed that way.
But here's the thing. It was after Dino Thunder, and it was the excessive amount of nonstop gooning the fandom did for him, and then Ninja Steel happened, and the Fire Nation attacked, and it was just like, now I hate you, and now I want you to go away, because when you drain my whole CGI budget, and the man who's Thai playing a Mexican is saying thank you above everybody else, I'm sitting here going, maybe we have a problem.
So you didn't like him in the 2017 movie?
Oh, that
Looking up with the green jacket? I thought that was such a dope.
Let me add context. The moment was cute. The Dunkin' Donuts scene was cute. The way he acted at the premiere was stupid.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Yeah.
Oh, what did he do at the premiere?
So JDF got on his big high horse at the premiere, and even though it was a private celebrity screening, Mans felt the need to take out his phone and jump up and try to get everybody's reaction to him and Amy Jo being on screen. And freaking security freaking swarmed his ass and took his phone and said, "No, why would you do that?"
Wow. Yeah.
He thought he was he thought he was all that in a bag of chips and said, I'm gonna do this. And it's like, you ain't that important that you could just break rules, fool. Like, what are you doing? But it's like that's the one thing I will say about JDF. I don't like speaking ill of the dead, but that was a specific instance, if that makes sense. Other than that, I don't speak ill on JDF no more, because before it used to be I had smoke for both of y'all. Now you can't defend yourself, so I only have smoke for the character, because I can have smoke for him all day.
Now, my question for you guys, it's a good group to have for this question. We're half and half here. We got Tommy Oliver Hate Club, and we got the Tommy Oliver stands down below. We don't want. We're all in agreement. We don't want Tommy as the villain. The chat's in agreement. They don't want Tommy as the villain. But would you guys want to see a version of Tommy out of any of his Ranger forms be dropped into a mission called in by Trini in a future issue? And if so, what version would you want to see?
Turbo Tommy. Specifically Turbo Tommy. That way he's not busted and he can show up for 5 minutes. He can take off his helmet and let his hair fly and let all the girls freak out. And then he can shift it to Turbo out of the scene.
Shift it to Turbo. What about you?
That's a good question.
The GOAT, the White Ranger, Tommy Oliver, his greatest form. He comes down like an angel. That's who needs to make an appearance.
Like the second coming of Jesus.
Yes. No. In all seriousness, though, if it wouldn't be that version, because I think that version would be kind of too easy, because of that was basically his main form when it comes to comics. So Trini would definitely
also his God mode, basically.
Yeah, they would have some conversations about that. So yeah, I like the red Turbo form. I think it'll still be cool, but it won't take up enough space where he's just taking over that issue. So, but it would be nice to have him in some kind of issue.
What about you, Tristan?
I would wait. Blue, did you say Turbo?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with JP. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Turbo or Zeo. It would definitely be. I would want it to be one that Trini never got to see. Because I think that could be kind of a fun moment for her to be like, oh, so this is what you look like after I left. Like, this is your future powers. So yeah, it'd be between Turbo or Zeo or I definitely one of those two, just to kind of get her reaction to that.
Or what if he comes back as the Green Ranger and he's evil? It's like an evil version. So Trini has to see him in that light again. Like, oh,
that would be interesting.
To piggyback off Tristan's idea with getting to see a future version of Tommy, like, oh, this is what you turn into. Immediately what came to mind for me is that episode of Teen Titans when Starfire gets blasted into the future, and it just feeds my Dino Thunder glaze. Dino Thunder Tommy would be dope to see, but I do agree with what JP brought up. I feel like Tommy Oliver from Dino Thunder is a little too busted to call into a mission, because bro was over here able to just one-shot a kaiju monster with just his staff. So I do feel like you got maybe keep that away. But I do think that just like him being like the high school teacher, the older 25-year-old Tommy, and Trini getting to see like, oh, this is what you become. Like that would be a cool moment. True. But I do agree, Turbo's probably the best.
But you have so much you can choose from when it comes to Tommy, just because he's so great, and he has so much lineage, and he has so much riding on him, and he put the Power Rangers universe on his back.
He has so much slobber from all the people sucking his dick off.
I was going to keep going.
He has so much riding.
So I got JP to say something. I was going to keep going.
And you know what, Caleb? I want to call out something. You know, it's funny when you were like, yeah, you know, we're half and half. You were like, yeah, we got the Tommy fans, the Tommy haters up here, and the Tommy fans below. Blue, you didn't catch that. What he was trying to say, low key, is that we're below them because we like Tommy. I didn't
even take it like
I was
that.
gonna let this shit go. Don't think I was
That's
gonna
how
let
you
this shit
know,
go.
like when Caleb talks about like Tommy, and it just goes anyone, and I just forget because it's nonsense. Like it's a bunch of he just hate. Like I said, he loves the secondary ripoff version of the original greatness. That's what he. So it doesn't bother me.
I'm just that guy that likes to think objectively that maybe dick riding the man too much is a problem, and we should like actually think logically, because I can name 5 Red Rangers off the top of the dome that were better leaders than him, and I can name probably like 5 or 6 Rangers that were better Rangers than him.
For me, because you just try to give a dig that Trent is like the like repeat like slop version of him. Nah, he's the edit that I made of Teen Titans of what do you think? I think it looks a whole lot better on me. That's Trent Mercer. But my question for you guys,
Caleb, look in your DMs real quick.
Oh, see.
I made a meme just for this.
Look at this, chat. We got people in the live, in the panel, making memes while we're talking. Where's the professionalism here? I know I left for a little bit. I know I was late, but still, where's the professionalism? I don't care. I don't care.
You heard the Dragon Dagger.
Don't make me go get the Dragon Dagger.
You got summoned to fulfill your oath, Blue. You to defend Tommy to the end of days, even if you're tired, even if you're sick, in sickness and in health.
I can't lie, bro. Like I swear, I'm laying down. I wake up. I'm watching Messi about to get kicked out the World Cup, and then I get a notification, JP, and it's so you don't want. So I'm like, all right, bro. So listen, I can't do anything at this point. I can't do anything, and then I come here, and my guy Tristan's like, yo, they're dogging Tommy. So they're just trying to take advantage of everything about me. So you know what?
It was perfect timing because it was a random tangent that happened. JP brought it up, like how he feels with Ninja Steel and everything. And
no, first of all, Tristan asked, and I was very respectful and gave him my take.
And I then cracked the joke. I was like, you know, it's hilarious, and Blue's gonna be so mad when he's watching this tomorrow morning when he wakes up.
And then you popped in.
And immediately as we shifted topics back to Unlimited, Blue added to the stream. I was like, oh, he knew his goat was.
He sensed it.
He did. My question for you guys to end off on talking about Unlimited again is, we've already talked about the Rangers that we're getting to see in issue 2 and issue 3. We're getting Andros, Corone, Skychip, and Kendall for issue 2 to take on the Psycho White Ranger.
Shout out my man Chip.
Oh yeah. Yeah. More Mystic Force representation. I hope we get more of them.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. And then in issue 3, we're getting Connor, Z, Will. We're getting Ninja Steel as well to steal Serpentera. My question for the live.
So crazy.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be wild. Serpentera of all things. What would your guys' Dream Ranger matchup? And I guess we'll stick to the reoccurring theme that I'm seeing here, which is like 5 Rangers. And what would be like the mission? Because it seems like each issue's given them a new mission that's going to like serve the overall story. And we'll start with you, Tristan.
Wait, can you come back to me? I gotta think.
No, you're good.
I can free ball it.
Go for it, JP.
I can free ball it. So like, I need Scott. I need Scott to be there. I need Scott Truman to lead this team. Like that has to be a thing. It can be Scott Truman. It can be Gia. Because what was it? It was Samurai that had a relationship with Scott. So it'd be Scott. It'd be Gia. Jen, because Scott and Jen bumping heads would be so good.
Yes.
And so Scott, Gia, Jen, and then I would probably take, give me Blake, just for the fun of it, and then. Well, what's old dude's name from? I'm blanking. Friggin' I would see like I already said Jen, so I can't say Time Force. You know what? Screw it. Give me Justin. Just give me Justin. Give it just be straight up just Jen, Justin, Scott, Gia, and then for a fifth, I'd say I use black or green yet. You know, screw it. Tommy, just be fun. We'll have the ultimate butting of heads. Jen, Tommy, and Scott. And then freaking what is freaking Justin and Gia sitting in the corner, like just trying to cope with everybody fighting. It'd be the funniest thing ever.
They won't butt heads. They'll just follow under the goats.
Jen Scott would smack the taste out of Tommy Oliver's mouth. What are you talking about?
No,
Jen Scott will not put up with that nonsense.
Crash out Jen. Crash out Jenny.
Crash out Jen.
And then she's gonna get hit with a Kia, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, go back over there. Go back over there."
No, because
I am Tommy.
Tommy.
Which Tommy though? Which is it? A Six Ranger Tommy or is it a Red Ranger Tommy? Because Red Ranger Tommy, she can step all over.
I'll let you have White Ranger Tommy because I want to see. Because I want to see if Tommy can actually take directive from an adult, because Jen is supposed to be an adult. I want to see if Tommy can get in line and follow directive, because he's not just being handed the
just went through.
Yeah, like what Sky did with Andros, where he can just get on task, get on ball, because technically Scott and Jen would be older than him, and it would be like military rank trying to work together. I feel like Jen and Scott would bond, and it would be a great leadership of the two. But Tommy would try to be like, "Well, Zordon chose me," and they'd be like, "No, get on ball." Especially because what Trini just said, Trini wants Jen to lead the mission. It would be really interesting to see the dynamic from Jen's perspective, having a whole group of Rangers that she can't trust, like she can trust her team. Ooh. And then having two other people who are used to being leader, and then having a kid who even sees Tommy, but knows that Tommy doesn't know him yet. And then having Gia, who's just always reliable, would be very interesting of a dynamic. That's why I said that.
I like that. You ready, Blue?
Blue's like, damn, okay.
No,
he's like, you cooked. He's like, you cooked. I don't know if I'm ready now.
Well, he kind of chose from the TV show, which I like his directive, and I was gonna combat him about like going with the comics and what they choose, but it's his team. So from what he chose, it sounds it's not much I can say about it. So I hear it.
What's your dream matchup for an issue of Unlimited?
I was thinking of listening to JP. I can't.
We'll get back to you.
JP was locked in, so
he was, and that was off the dome.
Yeah,
that was dope. You ready, Tristan?
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna go for it. I want to see, because again, Mystic Force. I love that team.
Oh yeah.
I want to see the Mystic Force team along with, and maybe like definitely Madison, Vita, because I just like sibling dynamics among Power Rangers teams. Those three, and like I want to see like a magical mission, so like that relies heavily on the Mystic Force team, or at least a few of them, like match them up with some other Rangers. I just know I want the sisters there for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I want a magical mission.
I like what he said. We got two different tastes. We got a mix of team. We got one team. And I think I'm gonna lean towards one team. I want the Psycho Rangers to have their own issue, basically relating and showing and helping the new Psycho Ranger, Psycho White, find his purpose, his individuality, and basically give him or help him get life. Yeah, that's what I want to see, because we know the Psycho Rangers, they basically found their life, they found their meaning. And they're gone. So
I had the ultimate take. Okay, like this is gonna be crazy. Like, you gotta bear with me here. Okay, what if Psycho White is Flea? But like, bear with me. Like what I mean by that is, what if Psycho White is like the Superboy Prime of the Power Rangers universe, where he just read everything, he dipped his toe, like say like he was Dr. K's assistant, and he read the whole Morphin Grid and he learned everything, but then something about the Morphin Grid made him think that everybody was wrong. So then he is still like corrupted by the grid because he tapped into the wrong part of it and became a psycho. And then he even sees that even Tommy wasn't the perfect Ranger that he should have been. So then he becomes what he thinks is the perfect embodiment of a Ranger.
It's a good take. That's a good take.
Ooh.
I like that.
Yeah, I even took another character that I can't stand. Superboy Prime and made something cool out of it. Look at that. Look at that.
Prime time, baby. Prime time, baby.
I'm sorry. When you watch a little boy punch off the head of a black
Bro,
woman,
we're
it
not
does
doing
something
this. This
to
is
you.
Power Rangers. You do this every time. No, I'm trolling you, and let's just leave it at my troll. I don't give explanation because that's how you try to win people over. No.
So when you read Infinite Crisis
Prime
number
time,
3,
baby.
This is prime time, baby.
What about you, Kayla? What team or what issue would you like to see?
What issue? I'm gonna go with one of the later issues, like one of the more final issues. The mission I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna go more, especially because it's Aquitar. We haven't quite seen what the Academy looks like, other than like the preview pages we got a few months back. But Aquitar is like the water-based planet. So I'm thinking it gives me vibes of like the Clone Wars episode of the Kamino invasion. If say everything that this secret villain's leading up to is a assault on the Unlimited Ranger Academy, here are my Rangers that I think Trini could call in to the forefront. We're gonna go with my 6th Ranger. We're just gonna go with my favorites that I feel like are strong enough for this mission. Trent Mercer, he's got to get called in. We're gonna go with that one. I see his reaction. I love it. And then,
I called it Scott, so I'm guilty of my own fallacy. So like I didn't
That's
matter.
fair. That's fair. And then I feel like just because she's one of my favorite Pink Rangers, and he also used it as well, I'd love to see Jen get called in as well. Especially for like a defense of the Ranger Academy. I feel like her expertise could lead to some strategy here. And then I want Green Zeo Adam. I want Ethan from Dino Thunder. And then I guess for my last pick, for some fighting expertise, give me Shane from Ninja Storm.
Okay.
That's a very
I like
unique. That's a very unique issue.
but
I
I-
mean, and
I like
it
that.
seems like it's possible. But that's very unique seeing them have to defend. You know what I mean? And seeing what Rangers have to stay back while they take on whatever big bad is the official. That's unique.
I have a
Cook me in the
question,
chat,
y'all.
everybody.
I have a question. How do you, going off my one about Mystic Force, I just thought of something. How do you think, not Aisha, Lord, but shout out to Achilles for putting Aisha on his team. How do you think Trini would react to seeing Mystic Mother and recognizing who that is?
See, and this is kind of why Robo Rita always kind of sat like a bad taste in my mouth, because I really want to see the Mystic Mother pull up in this. I would really like the idea
Absolutely.
of the Mystic Mother being a counsel for them and being like, because she only had that one line from Barbara Goodson in Mystic Force. I would really enjoy them actually putting some respect on the Mystic Mother and showing that it truly is Rita, because we know it's Rita in canon. They say, like, Udana says it's Rita, but like that whole idea of, oh, her evil got put into Alpha, and I'm like, what? Like, you could have just brought back Thrax. You could have just said something else stupid happened. Like, you didn't need to make a robot version of Rita. Like, it felt like regression more than anything. So I'm hopeful that we see the Mystic Mother given respect in Unlimited, because like that's a whole parallel. It could be almost like a Dr. K and Beast Morpher situation,
100%.
where like the Mystic Mother has to come give Trini counsel. I think it'd be really interesting to see that dynamic.
That would be sick. I'd like that a lot. Now, a fun little question to end the episode off on, for fun speculation with what we know about issue 2, the preview pages that we got. What is your predicted rating that you think issue 2 is going to be? I'm going to go and I'm going to say I'm probably going to give it a 9 out of 10 when we get it.
That's kind of where I'm at too. Like, just off that the preview pages, the fact that they know how to stunt and put Sky in his place, I'm like, I want to see what you do. I want to see, especially because like you know how to give each Galaxy Pink their shine
Yep.
and pay respect. I'm willing to see and let you cook. So I feel like we're gonna stay consistent at 9 for a while. Like then like issue 6 or 7, like whatever you do a climax of a trade paperback, you might hit like a 10 to do some big stuff. I feel like they're gonna stay consistent for a while. If this is your issue 1, I think you have the ability to stay consistent for a while.
I agree. What
Yeah,
about you,
I'm
Tristan?
probably. Oh, go ahead, Tristan.
Nope, get fucked. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, I was actually looking for the. Wait, who
Host
was
on
it?
host violence is crazy.
I was looking at that right now because I hadn't seen the preview pages. But yeah, so my ranking up 8 out of 10. No, maybe a 9 out of 10. Because the Trini thing was why I would say 8 for the first one. So the whole thing about when she's dead, like what continuity we're in. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for this next one.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll probably land expectation wise 8.5. That's probably where I'm sitting.
That's fair.
It's a lot you can do. It's a lot you can't do. But we do get a new Psycho Ranger, which is also great, and he has a Saba, which I love. So yeah, I would say 8.5, and then push me above. I don't see this book unless they take a drastic turn. I don't see it going below like an 8. So that's where I'm kind of at.
I agree. Like you're saying you don't believe unless they take a drastic turn that you don't think any issue is going to be below an 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Because this theory of what they're doing with the Rangers is so impactful, and you have so many variations, and them showing us the previews of having a one-off issue with a certain team that fits that team. It just gives me that belief that unless they try to narrow down the story or they get told the story's ending and they have to hurry up and finish it, it won't. Like I feel like they have a good hold on everything.
I like that a lot. But everybody, that's our thoughts, our raw opinions on Power Rangers Unlimited, the greatness that was dropped on our laps this week. Make sure that you put this in your pull list, because if you're a Power Rangers fan and it's not in your pull list, honestly, what are you doing with yourself is what I gotta ask you.
Yep.
And next issue, issue 2, with the Psycho White Ranger and all the other Rangers that we said are going to be in issue 2, Andros getting his moment to cuck Sky over, that drops August 12th next month. So make sure if you missed this, you can still pull every future issue. It's sold out for a second printing. You can also talk to your LCS about getting the second printing for issue 1 so that you don't have any gaps in your collection. But before we end it off, everybody, JP, tell everyone in the live, in case they're not already following you, where they can follow you.
Gotcha. So my name is Jay Penumbra. I am a podcaster and content creator and journalist. I write for Comics Beat as well as host my own show, Comics Unmasked, on Sundays, and then the recorded version will be up on Tuesdays. You can follow me at Jay Penumbra or at Comics Unmasked on every platform.
He hates Tommy, so remember that.
That's
wait,
why
I hate commies.
Tommy.
I hate what? Oh,
Tommy.
yes, but I was like, what? I was like, huh? What?
No, so,
But
you were like, that went 0 to 100.
yeah, I was like, what are we doing here? But you know, we don't rock with Tommy in my house. Now we can rock with like Gen 1 Tommy before he got overglazed. But like,
we don't care. Tommy is the GOAT. Let's go, Tristan. Listen, I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna keep trashing my Tommy GOAT.
Tristan,
Amen to all of that.
I'm just saying, Barai died for a reason. Is all I'm saying.
What were you saying, Caleb?
Let them know where they can follow you, Tristan.
Oh yeah, Tristan Circa 89 on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I also am a film critic for Geek Vibes Nation and the Cinema Spot, so please go check out my reviews.
Hey,
And
Caleb,
then-
are we gonna have them pick a color?
For us, or what you talking about?
Yeah, for us.
Oh, we could do that. I forgot.
I don't know if Tristan did it last time he was here.
No,
Tristan, did you pick your color?
no, JP didn't pull up. That was when we were dealing with everything with our.
I think I picked a team last time, but I didn't pick a.
Yeah.
We're jumping back on our little death battle fun, and when we have a guest that hops on, we have them pick what color we're drafting into our team for us to debate each other on whose team is the better team. So far, not gonna lie, I'm building the better team, but I mean that's just personal opinion. I'm biased, of course, but Let me look up on who we've pulled so far. I'm surprised that
I
you
feel
stayed
like-
silent during that.
I feel like they should agree on the color because I think we got like 2-3 colors left.
I mean, I have a different idea if y'all want to like have a break this week.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, so Blue Jack, you have Dax. Caleb, you have Joel. You have to be argue as to who is the better ladies' man between Joel and Dax.
Yeah, but do I believe in my Ranger?
That's
I
the
believe
fun
in
of
my
it.
Ranger. I
That's
believe
the
in my
fun of
Ranger.
it.
Yeah, Joel is definitely
Joel's that guy. He came back and he got her. Now I won't lie. At the start, I was definitely face palming. I had that secondhand embarrassment when he pulled up and he didn't realize who he was talking to. And he was like, "Some geek told me how to use my Zord," and she's like, "Well, go fuck yourself."
Hey, I'm gonna just say this now. Joel got it, bro. That's not fair.
Damn,
Joel,
you didn't want to try. That's great.
Joel's him. Dax is corny,
Joel-
bro. I mean, bro, his
Hey,
lines
Dax
real
can
quick.
jump though. Dax can jump.
Yeah,
He can jump in them DMs. Is what
Joel-
he can do.
Joel got it. I'm not even gonna fight that. Joel got it. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? My black brother. So we gonna rock with that. Good question. That was a good question.
I like that. I wasn't ready for that. That's a good little out of nowhere little curveball question. But morphing and chilling. Make sure you're following everyone up on this panel. Oh wait, no, I forgot. Blue Jack, president of the Tommy Oliver Lover Club. Let the audience know where they can follow you.
Hey, you can follow me, Blue Jack, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want to look me up. I am on YouTube. I'm going to start dropping YouTube. So if y'all rock with me, y'all rock with Morphin and Chillin', follow us, subscribe, like everything. We're here every
Absolutely.
Friday. So yeah.
Well, thanks to everyone who tuned in, everyone who was in the chat with the memes, joking about Tommy Oliver, Achilles, Ghost, Avid, Appeal. We appreciate every single one of y'all that pulled up. JP and Tristan, huge thank you for pulling up to this live and just chatting about Power Rangers Unlimited. We're gonna have to hopefully have both of you back for issue 2, and we'll
Yes.
hopefully get to talk about Psycho White dog walking some Rangers maybe and giving some people some trauma in the future. But until next time, everybody stay morphin', stay chillin', and may the power protect y'all.